Greetings, fellow sinners. Hey, sitting here at my son's football practice, and I thought I brought my laptop along with me. I thought I'd go ahead and answer your questions. I haven't had as much time as I had hoped I'd had in the last couple of weeks, so I apologize it took so long. But let's get right into it. Hector asks, what are you benching now? Single dumbbell curls, and yes, we need to meet up this summer. Well, summer's over, buddy, sorry. Will you debate me on Blog TV? We agree on so much, I have no idea what we debate about. What am I benching now? I work out at 220. I think I maxed out at around 280 a couple months ago. I don't know, I don't do a whole lot of maxing out, but when I work out around 220. Single dumbbell curls, I don't do anything spectacular like that. I got two 40-pound dumbbells that, I lay around the house when I'm watching TV and just flex with those, baby. If you're laying there, you do them over your head, behind your head, whatever, do just like a regular bench press while you're laying flat on your back on the ground, whatever. But yeah, 220 is what I work out at. It says, what do you do for a living? You probably mentioned in the past, but I don't recall. Is it your dream job? Do you find it fulfilling? And where do you see your career in 5 to 10 years? Again, this is where. I'm a very low-level manager for a very large telecommunications company, probably the first or second largest in the world. I'm not altogether sure for first or second, but very big. And is it my dream job? No. I was lower level before. I was craft. I was a repairman. I was a telephone repairman. I worked for a phone company and fixed phone lines. Basically troubleshot cable jobs and stuff like that. If there was water in the lines, I found it, fixed it, yada yada. Got your phone service back on, your DSL. Now they're getting into TV. That was me. I fixed it and installed it or whatever. Now I manage guys. I did manage repairmen for a while. Now I manage splicers, which is guys that when they hang the wires, these guys put them together, be it fiber optics, be it copper, be it whatever. We splice it, put it together, get you your dial tone, get you your high capacitance line, get you your high speed internet, get you your digital TV, your digital HD TV. We got TV over internet now. So yeah, that's what I do. Do I find it fulfilling? Yeah, because I had to work my way up to get there. I had to prove myself worthy to a bunch of people and continually have to do it every day. And I like the fact that there's recognition in that I don't just go punch a time card, do the minimum I have to do to get by, punch a time card again and go home. I like the fact that people trust me with responsibilities, that I'm in charge of like half of the state of Ohio, the northeast side of it, and all the way like down the river and everything. I've got quite a big area of responsibility, and I like that. I like the idea that I'm trusted with that. And where do I see my career in 5 to 10 years? Maybe further up the chain. My boss is set to retire in a couple of years, I guess. I'd like to take a shot at his job. I like what he does. My boss is a very good boss. He's a good guy, and I've learned a lot from him. And I just actually transferred there less than a year ago, and I've learned a lot from him in a very short amount of time. Been kind of like my dad, you learn a lot from your dad, and it doesn't take very much. So 10 years, yeah, I see a career being like a marathon and not a sprint, or there's just no definite limit. I'd kind of like to move up the chain. I don't want to change careers. I love what I do. I love working with people. What are the 3 worst movies you've seen, and who are the 3 worst band music artists in your opinion? This is from the Unmasked Magician. Gosh, I don't know if I can name the 3 worst movies I've seen. I've seen a lot of movies, and I always appreciate some of the creativity in them. Even like Showgirls is notoriously one of the worst movies ever. I still appreciate some of the creativity in it, and plus Elizabeth Berkley was naked, so there's always some redeeming factor to a movie. But a movie that I did turn off one time, I watched like 15 minutes of it and turned it off and said, this is absolute crap. I can't remember what it was called exactly, but it was a Spike Lee movie, and it was John Travolta, and like the roles were reversed, like the white people had been slaves and were discriminated against, and the black folk had been the ruling class for so many years or whatever. And and it was like one thing after another. John Travolta loses his job, gets beat up by a group of black guys, and it's just, at that point I was like, man, this is just taking every stereotype and putting it all together, and it was sick, so I turned it off. 3 worst bands. I don't know. My oldest son, who stays with his mom every so often, happens to like Soulja Boy, and I can't flippin' stand that. Like, what has happened to rap music? When I was a kid, rap music was like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, and even younger than that, it was Run DMC, man. That's like when rap meant something. Now it's just like bitches and hoes, and I don't know. I can't get into it, so I can't give you my 3 of either one. But my single worst movie was whatever that John Travolta Spike Lee movie was, and Soulja Boy. Can't stand it. Curious1 asks, how do you picture the rapture? And I picture it a lot, pretty much like it sounds, just people just disappearing. And I have a feeling, a lot of times they say it's all going to happen at once. I think, excuse me, I think the Left Behind series, the Kirk Cameron stuff, said that people were going to just all disappear at once. And I don't buy into that. I think they're going to disappear kind of one by one, slowly. It's going to have people wondering for a while. I know it's supposed to happen fast, but I think it'll still be I think it'll be like, they don't base a whole lot on your works, but I think it'll be based on stuff you've done. Like everybody gets a different sized mansion in heaven, and I think based on how big your mansion is, they're going to fill up the big ones first, and then get to the guys like me, the little ones that haven't done a whole lot. So, let's go. The next question will be from Freethinker3161. Who would win in a fight, Luke Skywalker or Spider-Man? Luke Skywalker would kick his butt. Spider-Sense ain't got nothing on the Force. Sorry. He might be fast, he might be able to swing webs, but he can't do... I mean, how are you going to fight a lightsaber, dude? Come on. And what is the most compelling argument you have heard against your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Much love and respect. The most compelling... the most compelling argument, I mean, really, is just that religion has been around before Jesus Christ was. And I know my answer is supposed to be, yeah, well, my God's been around forever, but to me, the most compelling evidence is that, there was gods before, Greek gods, Roman gods, mythical stuff like that people believed in and prayed to. To me, that kind of hurts my argument, so to speak. Can I be... Zugi XYUGI 0007 asks, can I be Catholic and still be saved? Absolutely. Anybody can be saved that wants to be saved. JC Rebel 18 asks, why the reprieve? I know what it means, I just want to know why you went with it. What is your preferred Bible translation, and what convinced you that Christianity was true? Any book recommendations? Yes, the reprieve is because that was going to be the name of my band for me and my 2 oldest sons. My oldest plays bass, I play guitar, and my next oldest son plays drums, and he plays drums really well. He plays any instrument well. He picks it up and he can play it like... He's the kid that everybody hated in school because everything he touches he does well. So, yeah, that's what we were just... I always liked the name of the band, The Bravery. I don't like the band a whole lot. I mean, they're okay, but I just liked the name, The Bravery, like The Bravery. I thought that was pretty cool, and I knew I wanted to incorporate the in there somewhere. And at the time, I was thinking of a channel, Venom Fang X and Amazing Atheist and all that stuff. There was like these 2 bitter rivals, throw in some Thunderfoot and whatever, and it was just like, it was bad between them, and I was like, man, there's got to be a better way to have this conversation. So I thought maybe the reprieve would be, once I decided we weren't putting a whole lot of music up and we weren't going to have time to play together a whole lot, then when I knew I was going to do my YouTube stuff, then I just decided, hey, the reprieve, this is a better way to do it. It'll be a reprieve from what people are used to. So I kind of just went with that. I don't know if I have a preferred Bible translation. I use the NIV. We use it in our church, but if I'm ever confused, I always go to the original King James version, the King James version, because I think there's some subtle differences, but the King James version, I don't know, spells stuff out a lot better. You have to kind of get through a lot of the funky English, but once you do, I think it makes a little bit more sense sometimes. What convinced you that Christianity was true? My salvation moment. When I knew there was a God, and when I prayed to Him that I had my salvation moment, and when I prayed to Jesus Christ. So it was overwhelmingly convincing. And I know just telling you in a 10-minute YouTube video isn't going to convince you that what happened to me was true. You're going to have 10 million questions, and I'd love to answer them, but I just can't do it right now. Any book recommendations? Yes, there was a series of books. Oh man, the name's escaping me right now. But basically, it was about it was a Star Wars series, and it was about Luke Skywalker's son Ben and Princess Leia and Han Solo's kids. They had Jason Solo, which was cool because my name Jay is short for Jason. But it was spelled Jacen. Jaina Solo, his twin sister, and their younger brother Anakin Solo. So Jason Solo, Jaina Solo, and Anakin Solo were the Princess Leia and Han Solo's kids, and they grow up, and one of them falls to the dark side, and I think it's called Legacy of the Force. But it was a whole series. I think there were 7 books. And it was like each one of them just gets better and better and better. So I highly recommend, if you have a couple months of time and you're a Star Wars fan, check those books out. They are worthy of another series of movies, if you ask me. Wine is your friend. Hey, buddy, how you doing? One of my fellow chin goatee only guys. What's the story behind your title page with the guitar? It looks great, but I'm just curious how the name The Reprieve and the guitar fit together with the Christian themed channel. That kind of goes back to the last person that was asking me about the music thing. That was just kind of a logo I had been working on in MS, was it Paint or whatever that comes with your computer? I was just kind of toying around with it in there, and I liked the way it looked, and I'll just go with that for my channel too. He says, glad you're getting back into it. You're probably my favorite YouTube theist. Of course I have low standards, so, you know. Hey, that's all right, buddy. You're one of my favorites, too, and my standards are, like, down here, so. Why are you awesome? Steroids and Red Bull, that's why. The Atheist Antidote. What is your YouTube story? The whys, whens, and how come of your channel? Oh, and my other video question is, how'd you like your birthday this year? Do tell. The whens, whys, and how, obviously I kind of explained that a little bit already, was just in the midst of the Sean Venom Fang X stuff with the Amazing Atheist and Thunderfoots and stuff. It was just kind of, I just wanted to be different. I knew in my life I'm like that. I've always been kind of the mediator kind of guy between people. I've always had that ability just to talk to people. And people always talk to me. People I don't even know sometimes will come up and talk to me. I don't get it. They tell me their life stories on a whim. And I don't know. I've always appreciated that quality, you know, that people can talk to me. I value that, and I cherish that people trust me enough with that, even though they don't even know me sometimes. So that's kind of what I wanted to convey with my channel. And my birthday this year, yeah, I left my YouTube page open on my laptop, and let me back this up. A year ago, I surprised my wife with her 30th birthday party. I had a big thing at our church. I had, 100 people there, just a big surprise. She had no idea. I kept it a secret, and she's always not wanted to get me back, but wanted to do something special, at least according to her.